bringing us in was Jake and Elwood from the Blues Brothers, which I love. On today's show, we have joining us in studio is Dan Genty with Sentry Pest Solutions. We're going to try not to make people a little squeamish today as we talk about uninvited guests that can be brought into your home with the change of weather. Also on the show, we are going to have Tom Maslowski and Tom is a friend of the show. He's a musician, talented musician, and also runs a page called What's Going Down in Downtown J-Town, which provides information and updates on many great places and events that are happening right here in downtown Joliet and also in surrounding areas. So it's definitely something to check out. And rounding out the show today is going to be our question of the week, which was, what is important when hiring a contractor? Or what is more important to you as a homeowner? Is it price, quality, reputation, or all of them? So, Dan, if you had to weigh in, or you know what I'm going to do? Evan, do you want to weigh in on that? Evan just gave me a look like, really, dude, on the spot?
What are you asking me to weigh in on?
All right. Thanks a lot for listening to the show.
I'm listening. I'm asking you. It's called a reset.
You're like my wife and my mother. Both are like, yeah. What'd you say? I don't listen to you at home. I'm not going to listen to you on the radio.
It's called a reset, Steve. It's a technical radio term.
I'm learning, okay? It said, my question I put out is, what is important or most important when hiring a contractor to you as a homeowner? Price, quality, reputation.
The first thing I'm probably going to look at, honestly, is your reputation.
Okay.
I mean, the price, all of those factors are going to play a role, but the reputation is probably the first thing I'm looking at. Doing that in the form of online reviews.
Okay.
People who I know who may have used the service before.
Okay.
What do they say about, the crew, the work that was done,
okay,
the professionalism of the crew, those sorts of things. Those things matter to me.
Right.
And I'm willing to pay a little more to get someone with a quality reputation. So the price and the work is important, but the reputation is the first thing I'm looking at.
Well, when I was putting this together and I was putting this question out there, but realistically, when you throw that out there, and Dan, you'll chime in on this as well, but that applies to everything. Like if you're looking to buy a specific, even a television, you're going to look at, most people would look at the manufacturer, the reputation from the manufacturer, and, the quality and reviews. And obviously then you're going to look at price because you'll be able to gauge those. So, I mean, I'm guessing, and at least that my thought is you're doing this with pretty much everything, not just contractors.
Literally everything. I will not go and buy something I'm not looking at without looking at the reviews. Number one thing I could go to is 5-star, 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 and then you just narrow it down from there. So the reviews and the reputation and everything around it, and then price is secondary.
Now,
if
do you guys
got 5 stars, then it's going to be, a little bit more, but if it works better, it works better. So cry once, buy it once.
Okay. Now, do you guys look at the negative reviews?
Usually just a laugh.
Do you look at the negative reviews?
I usually look only to see if there's a theme.
Okay.
If it's just a string of someone going, I paid him this and I wasn't happy with the work, that's, a step. But if I'm seeing like a recurring theme, like lack of professionalism from the crew,
right,
or the quality of work I ended up not being able to get a hold of you, and
right,
the quality of the work didn't hold up. Like if it's a constant thing I'm seeing over and over again, then I'm worried. But I understand online reviews are very easy to make.
Right.
Very easy to make.
Well, the same, like I said, if you're looking at even no matter product, contractor, if the same thing broke over and over, or I bought this is a reoccurring issue with, say, this particular product or service, this is what people is consensus of what they're finding. Or also what I say is, you look at the positive reviews. First of all, if they have a ton of positive reviews, chances are, you don't have that many people that are going to make them up. You're not going to be able to get that many fake reviews. But also when you look at the negative ones, you got to look at it, like you said, are they going to be, is there a reoccurring theme? Is it, like I said, it's a product? Is it is it somebody who's they just didn't jive together? Things like that. But
again, though, like we were saying, I do that with everything.
Yeah.
Even when I'm buying something on Amazon or and I'm reading a product review,
Right.
What are the bad reviews? Is it the same issue I'm seeing over and over again? Then I know I'm probably going to have a problem. If it's just I bought it and I didn't like it, I'm going, well, that's not a reason to give a bad review because you didn't like it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm always like, you bought it though. Like, if you didn't like it, that's fine. But if it did what it was sold to you to do, you can't give it a bad review then.
Or I bought headphones and I don't even own anything to use them on. And then you're getting mad because they wouldn't take them back. I mean, people have bought crazy things. And then I say that because sometimes if I'm looking up something, I'll get caught up in reading some of the reviews, especially the bad ones, because they're entertaining.
Some of them are hilarious.
Yes, the comments are entertaining.
There was a radio show years and years and years ago. They used to do a bit called Amazon 1-Star Review Theater, where they got like Shakespearean actors and they would get them to read Amazon 1-star reviews on like really famous things. So like a 1-star review on like Sergeant Pepper on Amazon, and they would hire like a Shakespearean actor to read it as if it was like this dramatic monologue, this 1-star review. It was a funny bit. It really was.
I do that when I'm reading like on social media. They'll have like little things. Like one of the things I saw was we had heavy like winds, and somebody was literally having a meltdown because somebody's trampoline ended up in their yard. And I mean, the comments were people were just losing their mind. And I'm reading them off to my family as we're driving, and I'm giving each one of them a different voice. And they were just, I mean, it could be entertaining because it's just, the sheer craziness of how people get when it comes to certain products. If I buy a product and it doesn't work, I'm not going to buy it again. I mean, the effort that it takes to go and do certain things like that are just, I don't know. I've got other time or more time spent doing other stuff. So that's kind of crazy.
A review I was reading on bold print. They said, you have to do this for this product to work. And every single 1-star on the review was exactly the people doing the exact opposite of what that bold print at the top said. So you can't really necessarily go according to the reviews all the time. But if there's that common theme of this is the problem and this is an actual real thing, then yeah, that's a different story.
Right. It is a theme. And, the main thing we want is you want to have people to have a voice in what they're doing. You want to have people to, express their experience. And their experience on this, and that's I talk about it on the show, is especially when you're looking to find reputable people or to find, quality products, you're hoping that the reviews are as accurate as they can be.
Exactly.
And that's why you have to read them and kind of take them with a grain of salt. Like, is there a theme? Like Evan said, is there going to be the good reviews, are they people that actually use the product or service? There's people that gave restaurant reviews that I walked in, and he walked in, they show him on camera, walking in and walking right out. And they left a negative review saying that I walked in, I waited for 20 minutes, nobody talked to me, nobody said anything to me, and left him a bad review.
1 star for having to wait more than 6 seconds.
Right. And I mean, it's again, when I go to a restaurant, I've been to several of them, there's going to be a 20-minute wait. There's going to be a 30-minute wait. There's going to be, okay, you could decide whether or not you want to do it or not.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing now, and we're going to get to that later in the show. We're going to talk about just how, I guess, what we've become as buyers, what we're willing to accept, and what we're willing to not accept.
Instant gratification's kind of slipping its way into things. So if you don't get your seat right now, then yeah, people are sometimes upset about that. But there's also a reason why you're waiting.
Right.
Because at the end of it, it's going to be some of the best you've ever had. So,
but on the other hand, people will tolerate some of the worst customer service and worst work for other reasons. I mean, there's a variety of other reasons. Like I said, we'll get back to. Exactly. It's crazy when you look at that. So Evan said reputation, and then obviously, that's going to be the reputation. I think quality would go on it as well. And then you would have, that would obviously affect price.
Quality trumps everything.
Oh, absolutely. You would think.
In my view.
You would absolutely think that it would be. But when you start looking at it, because we've had, with the reviews, or not the reviews, but we've had people comment on our question of the week that we had, and I can relay some of the comments that we had, and real quick, and then Tom is going to join us, and then we're going to, like I said, we'll touch more on this as we get to the end of the show. But you had people out there that were saying pretty much, why is this even a question? Mm-hmm. And they're absolutely right. I had, some said all three. Some says you can't have one without the others.
That's
and then
what I was thinking too. Yeah. They all fit together.
All of them, all three. And then somebody said, dumb question. And, well, I mean, and I responded to it. I said, you'd be surprised at what people find important. Mm-hmm. And that's absolutely positively true. So, I mean, when you think about it, it's all depends on what you're willing to pay for and what you deem is important. That's why I put it out there, because everyone's going to have their own feeling on what's important to them as they're spending their money. So we'll discuss a little bit more of it later in the show. We'll get in a little bit more detail. But joining us on the show right now is Tom Maslowski. Tom, you there?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Not bad. How you been?
Very good. I wanted to have you on the show because, one, I heard your new single, Fleeting, and I want to tell you I was blown away by it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Very good song, and people can check that out on your website, zestysoul.com, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I also have it on our Facebook page. But I wanted to have you on here because I haven't talked to you in a little bit. Tom's been a busy guy. And I wanted to tell you that over the last few weeks, we have been, with a lot of stuff that we've been doing, we've been paying a lot of attention and giving a lot of love to the businesses of downtown Joliet with the Chevrolet Latin Cafe, Chicago Street Pub, and Migraine Brewery getting some special attention on giveaways on 95.9 The River that we've been doing. So this is all, with help from a lot of stuff that you've done with your What's Going Down in Downtown J-Town. So,
well, that's great to hear, man.
Yeah, well, that's what I wanted to tell you on there. And also, I wanted to talk to you because, Tom, you write songs, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I wanted to let everybody know that Tom is going to be. Well, would you like to let them know what we're working on right now with the show?
Well, yeah. After you heard my single, you gave me a call and asked if I could work on a theme song for your show. So I'm excited about that. I have some ideas. I'm going to kind of do it like in the classic rock kind of genre.
Go ahead, say what you're going to say. Say what you said to me when you texted me. What did you call it?
You want me to say Camaro rock?
I love it because that's the first thing you went to, and anybody who's listened to the show before, when me and Tom would go back and forth, Tom is, I guess the best way to put it is, it's kind of like me being a plumber, and I have homeowners that are telling me about products that they know about, and I'm like, okay, those are just the general terms. Those are the general products. If I got some stuff that is some of contractor grade good stuff, I'm telling you about music that I know, and you're like, here, let me cut you some stuff that we do, that we know, that's deeper and stuff way different, that'll turn you on to some good stuff. And a lot more deeper stuff than I do, being in the business. So, so that's why you kind of chuckle.
Well, it's just like what I do all day long. I know I've met a lot of people, and it's not so much that I have anything against, the said Camaro rock. It's
I know.
Just that there's all this other new stuff going on that I want people to try also.
Absolutely.
And, I think if you're a fan of any kind of music, you would like a lot of the things that are going on here in your neighborhood. The famous people aren't really putting out the music that I think anyone can relate to right now. Being a music teacher, I get a lot of students requesting old music. I do teach a lot of REO Speedwagon in Boston and AC/DC and the Beatles. And then, now like some more of the modern oldies, right? Like Metallica and Green Day and things like that.
Okay, I'm getting.
And that really led me to believe that there's not a great avenue for people to find new music.
Hold on, I'm going to stop you there, Tom. Because me and Dan here,
not an oldie, is it?
You referred to Metallica and Green Day as oldies. Oh my!
Well, buddy, it was like almost 40 years ago for Metallica. Green Day was 20 years ago. I mean,
wow! You know what? And I got a birthday coming up, so I'm honestly, I'm just dating myself, man.
Ouch.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Well, how do you think I feel? Every day, this kid comes in and wants to learn like AC/DC and all this stuff, and I'm like, man. And my dad, this is his favorite band. I'm like, okay, great. This is great. The gray hair is just glowing in my beard right now.
Oh, that's funny. That's kind of funny. It's just, it's an oldie. Metallica is an oldie.
So it's true, though. It's oldies now, dang it.
It is. It is.
This is where we've gotten.
It is. It is. So what are your ideas? I mean, so honestly, I want to see what you can do. I want to see what kind of ideas you can come up with, because like I said, that when I heard that song, I thought, that's a pretty cool, pretty cool style. It's, catches your attention. It, really good vibe to it. But I mean, I want to see what you can do. I mean, it doesn't, we joke around about, classic rock, but let's see what we can come up with. I mean, the vibe of the show and what we're looking to do. So, I want to see, where your artistic mind ventures off to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the one right side to losing an entire year was all the different things that, we were able to learn, experiment with. And, it's been great. Being a bass player most of the time, it's hard to do anything creative or like you can't really lead the band, so to speak. So I guess what I'm trying to say is this gave me the opportunity to be creative on my own and play all the instruments that I do know how to play. And I love recording music. I got a whole bunch of new toys and gear, and it's just like all I've been doing lately. So you're going to see a lot more music coming from me, including more theme songs and stuff of that nature. Our good friend Alex Hoffer, who is an outstanding musician, he plays in the area literally 8 days a week. He's got a new YouTube channel coming out called the Older Than Average Gamer. He breaks down, video games and things like that. So doing a theme song for his stuff. I'm looking forward to setting a couple different moods. I promise it won't all be Camaro rock. We'll have a variety. We'll do some different things.
I love that term Camaro rock.
It is kind of funny.
It just puts it in your head exactly what it is.
Well, and also too is, I mean, just keeping to the theme of what you were saying, Tom, and I appreciate you being on here to, talk about some of the stuff you're doing. Because before we talked about a lot of the stuff going down in the area, but this is actually what's going down with Tom Maslowski and, people hearing about some of the stuff that you can do and, what talented musician you are, I think, really should get out there, because what I'm doing is even the guys, the people I have that are helping us out with our marketing, I've had, for the show and for the company, David Hanley, he's has his own company. He's small company that's local, and then to tap local talent like you to see what put together some theme music for the show. That was that's cool. It all goes in of what we're trying to do on the show, which is help out each other, help out local, and look out for each other by giving them information and making sure basically take care of your neighbors.
Yeah, and I appreciate that you're still doing this and on such an intense level. I mean, how many radio shows do you typically host now?
Well, I only do one. I do this one, but I mean, I'm kind of like my name is all over the place. But
you got the Rock and Roll Diner. You got all the other radio stations. I mean, that's really great that you're doing that. A lot of people in your position would actually not put the time and effort and finances into doing all this for people for it's kind of no return. I mean, I know your name is getting out there and you're getting business that way, but I mean, you're just doing this out of the kindness of your heart, and I think that's a great thing to have happening. It's a great thing that you're doing. I hope that becomes more of a trend. I really wish that I could continue doing some of that stuff, but I'm hoping, getting more of this stuff off the ground for myself will put me in a better position to go back to doing some of that stuff. I can't tell you how much I miss being on the radio show, the local music bonanza, Prepared to Repair, what's going down in downtown J-Town. I miss it so much, but I really felt like, to get back to creating some of my own stuff. So this has been just been a busy time, but it's been really, really rewarding. And I really, really can't express enough how lucky I feel to be able to do all this. I have drums and guitars and upright bass and recording equipment. I have all the stuff in my house, and it's just kind of it's a blessing. I miss working with people, but everyone's been so busy doing stuff. It's kind of like got to stand on my own 2 feet for a little while here, I think. It's good for you. Well,
the thing is, once you start, things happen. It sends you in a direction. A lot of times things happen for a reason, which is awesome. And, it sends you off on a path that, you find the things that you want to do. And this is going to send you off doing what you're doing. And plus, again, you can, do some themes, get your name out there doing that. And like I said, that's why I want to have it in the show. I love to see what you come up with on this. And a lot of stuff that we do with the Rock and Roll Diner and with Mitch's Night in the Town and the sponsorships we do it's basically this. It's, we're a neighborhood business. We're a local business. We're a small business, but we don't live in a bubble. We are in the community. We eat at a lot of these restaurants. We go there. Our guys go there. So, it's only fair to, kind of help each other out as much as we can. And plus, realistically, having lunch on us, it's like, when you're thinking of food, here's a gift card or something to go and grab yourself a good meal. And when you have a plumbing issue or something like that, hopefully we get the nod. And, that's kind of the thought behind that. Hopefully you think about us when you have that issue, because this is the type of company that we are. So,
yeah, I think it's a great thing, and I hope everyone catches on quickly.
Well, it's catching on. We just started doing it this year, so it is catching on. Hopefully, other people decide to do it as well. But I'm looking forward to, as we let you go, I'm looking forward to hearing what you come up with. And if people want to hear more music about from Tom Maslowski, how can they check you out?
The name of the website is zestysoul.com, ZESTYSOL.com. I have all kinds of different things up there. I have a Prepare to Repair section, What's Going Down in Downtown J-Town podcast section, the local music bonanza, and then on my music page, music section, you can find all the bands that I'm in, and I'll be releasing more singles as we go here. I'm trying to work on a Halloween-themed kind of short album. My lessons information is on there for string theories if you want to get on and take some lessons. I do guitar, bass, drums, ukulele.
Nice.
Hope we'll see you guys soon. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Steve.
No, brother, I appreciate you being on, and I'm really excited to see what you come up with on the show. Like I said, I like to keep the talent local and keep it in the neighborhood, because that's what we are. So I appreciate you being on the show, brother. Thank you, and we'll be talking soon.
All right, thanks a lot, Steve.
All right, we're going to go to a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking to Dan Genty from Sentry Pest Solutions about home invading critters. Welcome back to the Prepare to Repair show. I am your host, Steve Suarez, owner of RJ Graham Plumbing, located in beautiful Mokina, Illinois. Joining me is...
I'm Dan Genty from Sentry Pest Solutions, located in beautiful New Lenox,
Illinois. Wait a minute. I stuttered, and then you picked it up, and you forgot where you were from.
It happens. It happens.
I know where I'm from. So what we're going to do, talking to Dan here, we are going to talk to him about, well, I've seen recently several posts online about, with the weather changing, people are getting overrun with critters coming in, like mice and...
every season has a different creature.
And we were talking about off the air where he was talking about hornets nests that he wound up taking care of for one of our office staff. Called her out, and she had one by her mailbox. And I was actually doing a drain cleaning, dropped my rotter on the grass, and I didn't know what it was. All of a sudden, I had some bees come swarming at me. And what kind of bees were they?
If they're in the ground, those are the yellow jackets, and they are as mean as can be. Yeah, and you get within about 10 feet of their house, and they're going to let you know if they don't want you there. Yeah,
they got me right in the head. That was no bueno. That got me, and I couldn't do the job. I couldn't do it because, well, like you said, they were swarming around. I didn't even see them there when I first walked up. I must have dropped my machine right on their
3/8 of an inch. They're pretty small. Usually there'll be about 2 or 3 of them that are kind of sitting by the entrance. Mm-hmm. And if you're not looking for them, you're not going to see them until it's too late. And once those 2 or 3 basically call their buddies out, they come pouring out of there like a water faucet.
Yeah, this was a few weeks ago. I mean, are these things that you're still dealing with now? I mean,
stinging insects is starting to kind of like slip out a little bit, and we are definitely slipping into the rodent season.
Okay.
Fall is pretty much just mice. Mice. Every now and then when a contractor gets called out, whether it's somebody finishing some concrete driveway and whack a bald-faced hornet's nest, or like somebody like yourself, a plumber that's doing some work in somebody's backyard. Usually when there's a contractor that gets attacked by these things, that's when I get the phone call.
Yeah, that's when the homeowner said that we're going to call an exterminator because this is, it's bad. I mean, there's nothing we can do.
Nobody even knows, and you can't get close to them without them letting you know that they don't want you there. So, yeah, but we are definitely slipping into mouse season right now. Why are the mice, why is it mouse season? They know the cold's coming. They need somewhere nice and cozy to go hunker down for the winter. They don't want to sit outside and freeze like everybody else. I mean, if you've got a nice, cozy, warm place here and a hole next to a patio somewhere or in a shed somewhere where it's going to be, 20, 30 degrees all winter, yeah, you're going to go and want to jump into the warm place. You got food, you got warmth, you got water, you got everything you need there. So
they don't burrow in the ground and store stuff like
they make basically like nests. So they'll have basically a ball of miscellaneous stuff that they find, whether it's filling out of a pillow or I'm trying to think here, just anything that's kind of like light and fluffy.
Right.
And they will go and they'll make themselves into this little ball cocoon.
Well,
and, it'll keep their warmth, or they can go and do the same thing inside somebody's house and have food there for the rest of the season. So.
Well, now that you say that, people who have cars, like, they're storing in their garages, they find mice are extremely destructive to wiring, seats.
The wiring,
carpeting.
actually, they used to use a soy-based lubricant on the wires as they were creating them.
The older cars.
Yeah. So the mice found this soy-based lubricant that was on the wires as they're being made. They smell food, so they go and they start chewing through them. And next thing you know, is you got shorted out ECU, and your car don't start no more.
Really?
And it's starting to slow down a little bit. I think they changed over to something else because I haven't been seeing many of those jobs lately. But for the longest time, that's that.
I didn't know that.
That soy-based lubricant on the wires.
Yeah, because I'm on a lot of classic car pages and things like that, and you'd hear them. It's like, the mice got to everything. And I'm like, why are they going to a car that's obviously in an area that is just as cold as the outside? Yeah. But that would explain it. If they chewed the wiring and they found the insulation or the cushion from the seat as a place to live
everything
underneath the
right
carpet.
There.
Yeah. I didn't. Look at that. We're learning something new every day. Go. So now let me ask you, you got these mice. They're running free all summer. Now that it gets cold, they're going to come into my house. They're going to live in my house, destroy things, and eat my food.
Rent free.
Okay, I got kids that do that, but they don't destroy the house.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm kidding. My kids don't do it. They're good kids, but it's a joke I'm making. But I mean, think about it. They're coming in, they're destroying a house. They're doing, because I've seen people posting about this. I need an exterminator. The mice are bad. Is now the time where these are getting really, really bad?
Yeah, it slips in the fall. It's about 98% of my phone calls right now are all mice and rodent related. Occasionally, there might be something that pops up like I was saying before, like a contractor is doing some work on so-and-so and he disturbed a wasp nest.
Okay.
Spiders and mice are basically all of my calls right now. And it's starting to slip into it's becoming only mice. So
okay. Now, when you're doing this, when you're getting rid of mice, you're going to have people that are like, well, I go and I put, glue traps down, or I go and I put poison down. And whatever the case may be. And I did that. I'm guilty of that. I bought these blocks of decon, and you know, I've got 3 dogs, and one of the idiot dogs decided to grab one. I mean, I had it up, and he grabbed the package and ate one of the little blocks.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, my wife's rushing him over to the vet. This was a while back, and you know, they did what they, you know, took care of him. I mean, he's fine. He's doing everything. And I go in the house and I'm looking at the idiot, and he's looking at me like, you want to know what happened today? You know, it's like, you fool. Why are you eating this stuff? And, you know, so it's like, I'm thinking to myself when I was, you know, talking to you is, do I really want to have this stuff in my house? Do I really want to put this stuff out? When is it easier just to call a professional such as yourself that, okay, I can handle this for you.
Yeah,
I know what to use that's not going to put your pets and children in harm's way.
Just about everything now has some kind of an antidote, except for the stuff that you can get at the big box stores.
Okay.
Usually that stuff, they either don't have an antidote for it, or the antidote is not really all that common.
That's comforting.
Yeah, ain't it? There is, what's it called? The big brands that we use nowadays, basically the quick antidote for any kind of a problem is you get a shot of K1. Okay. It completely reverses any of the effects that the rodenticide has, but nobody even wants to deal with that in the first place.
Right.
You should just go with a professional, or at least consult one, to be able to tell you, okay, this is what you should do in this situation. I don't personally like using rodenticides inside of a home whatsoever.
Right.
My goal
for obvious reasons. Right?
Yeah, exactly. There's too much liability.
Okay.
My usual go-to is I will go and I'll seal up the outside of the house, make sure that the entrance to the home is sealed up so the mice can't get into it, trap the mice that are inside of it, and basically you have a dual fix there. They can't get in. Mice are caught inside the house. You don't have to worry about kids or pets getting into any of the anything that's toxic. Easy peasy, done.
Now, what about any of this stuff that you get them that kills them and they die in the walls? Are they going to smell too? You know,
it's possible. It can happen, and I have gotten calls for smells in the wall. Not by my doing, but basically, you know, people throw place packs or whatever, or the little green blocks, and they'll sit there and they'll be liable for years. And yeah, sometimes I'll get a call for I've got a smell in the wall. I don't know what it is, and sure enough, there's these little packs or whatever they are. But as far as that stuff being there for years and years and years, I mean, I don't have an actual timetable on it, but it probably can sit there for more than 5 years and still be toxic poison.
Okay.
And
so when you're finding all this out as a professional, you're doing this, and you've been doing this for how long?
I'd say about 8 years now.
Okay. Now you're not just going and buying bug spray and just spraying, or you're buying, you know, like I said, the stuff at the big box stores, like, you know, some homeowner does, like me, like, you know, and then my dog happens to get into it. Way to go there, Steve. You know, Idiot of the Year award. I won it. But when you are learning this, I mean, you have to learn. There's a science behind this. This isn't just I got 2 cans of Raid. I'm ready. I'm open for business.
Every year there's a new active ingredient. Every year there's a new delivery system. It's interesting at best to keep up on. It's there is an actual science behind it, and these guys that are sitting in this lab, they'll sit there and they'll spend $3, $4, $5 million coming up with this new latest and greatest product. We're talking like chemists and scientists and guys that are way above my pay grade. Just smart guys that are, okay, this is how this is going to affect this bug. It might not work on this one, but it works really well on this one.
Right. But you also have to know the different what you're dealing with, because what the species is of whatever insect, rodent, whatever the case may be, of what you're dealing with is going to affect in how you approach the resolution to that.
Spiders, I'll use one product. Ants, I'll use a separate product. I would never in a million years dream of using the product that I use on spiders on, say, something like carpenter ants. They're sensitive to different things.
Or you don't even have to, like you said right off the bat with the mice. It's not really so much I'm using something to kill them as much as I'm eliminating the things that they need to survive.
Knowing their
water
pathways, knowing what they're going to do, how they're going to get in.
Right.
You block that off, your problem solved.
Right.
So.
Like with, certain insects like carpenter ant, water for most insects is the number one attraction.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, exactly. I mean, that's when you start thinking about that, that's it gets real basic to that. And again, there's a science behind this. This isn't just something, like I said, you're walking in, equipped with 2 cans of Rage going, okay, I'm ready for business. I got a sticker on the side of my truck. You actually have what you're doing. You actually studied this. You're a professional at this. And that's the main thing. A lot of people, they don't really understand what goes into a lot of this. And so I appreciate you coming on to educate, homeowners as far as what's out there and what we can expect when they hire an exterminator and what it actually means, that they're not going in there just to wipe out everything, scorched earth everything. So I appreciate that. So what we're going to do now, if people want to get a hold of you,
phone number that we can be reached at is 844-BUY-BUGS, BYEBUGS, or 844-293-2847. Or we got Facebook. Either Facebook or that phone number is going to be the two best ways to contact us.
Okay. Now, when you're buying your products, you're buying your products that you need for your work. And same thing with us. We buy products. We're going by the manufacturer. And this is kind of getting back to our question of the week. We're going by the manufacturer. Like when I buy a water heater, I'm going to buy a water heater that is going to be able to get me parts when I need it to minimize downtime. And it's going to be durable because because the way we warranty them for 6 years. Manufacturer gives a 6-year tank and parts. We give a 6-year labor warranty, which covers any manufacturer covered repairs or replacements for that 6-year minimum 6-year warranty period. So if I put this water heater in and it's constantly having problems,
callbacks are brutal.
Oh, exactly. And so we're going to put in a product that is going to last, it's going to be durable, and it's going to be able to, handle what we need. And downtime has to be cut short.
Yeah.
As quickly as possible. I need to have them up and running because when they bought a water heater from me, they bought hot water.
They expected it to work.
Any excuses, they don't count. It doesn't matter. I don't want to hear it. I bought hot water. I don't have hot water. It's on you. And what we do is because we guarantee it, we want to make sure the product we're going to get is going to last and it is going to be a decent product. So when we're looking at that, we're looking at the manufacturer, their reputation, how they handle it, how they move forward in handling warranties.
Quality over price.
Exactly. Customer service.
Yeah.
Things like that. And as far as pumps when we do it, return policy. And there's one water heater manufacturer that I won't touch because whatever happens with it, they almost always default and blame the installer. So then when they go to the installer, they're like, well, they'll ask a bunch of questions. Oh, did you do this? Did you do that? We need you to check this. We need you to check that. Okay, I've already done that. Well, we need you to do it again while you're on site doing this. And then all this time that is spent fighting, going back and forth, the homeowner doesn't have hot water.
Yeah.
So honestly, I don't want to deal with that because you keep your water heater. I can find another manufacturer that goes well. And
I had that same problem, something like that, with one of my mosquito treatments. It was going to be one of the best, newest stuff on the market. I went and I bought a rather large bottle. I think it was a gallon bottle of it. And I started using it. And for the first 2 weeks, every single job that I did with that was a callback.
Yeah.
I contacted the manufacturer. They said, well, you're not mixing it right. And I told the guy, I'm like, no, it's something wrong with this particular bottle. My other 2 bottles that I've used so far this year, they've worked just fine.
Right.
I got this bottle, and now I'm getting callback after callback after callback. He said, well, you're not mixing it right. And I said, okay, well, I will go with this company. And yeah, problem solved. Not a single callback after that. And it's if he would have went and solved the problem right now, he would still have me as a customer, or that brand would have me as a customer. So
that's exactly right. And I'm glad you brought that up because remember when we were earlier in the show, we were talking about on what people were willing to accept. And I think people have gotten accepting over certain things that they shouldn't. Like, I bought this. This is what I paid for. Are you going to fix it? Is it going to work? Well, and they get the runaround. It's like, no, I paid for this. I'm not getting it. I want my money back. And
make it right.
Exactly. That's all I want you to do. And when you're paying your money, and I run a company, and I run my company as if I'm a buyer. And I'm sure you do the similar things too. It's, okay, I expect everything that I buy to work exactly like they said it was going to.
Yeah.
And give me what I'm paying for. That's all I ask. I'm not asking for it to be $20 and I'm expecting it for it to last like
10 years.
Like 10 years, like a $300 product.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give you an example. When I buy like a grinder, if I'm buying a grinder, I won't get the most expensive one because this one is going to be beat up. It's going to get kicked around on a truck. It's going to get broken. It's going to get muddy. It's going to get whatever the case may be. So I know I'm going to get so many jobs out of it. So I spend this amount of money because I know it's going to be throwaway.
Yeah.
Whereas certain other tools
are.
I will spend more money on because it's not used for that. I need the durability. So when you're buying something, it's all in what you want to use it for. And that's why I said, the question of the week is price, quality, reputation. Now, the price on it, it's like, okay, I know it's an inferior quality of that grinder. I know it's cheaper, but I'm buying that for that specific reason. And I think when you go in with the right expectation of what you're looking at and what you're looking to buy, then I think it all comes down to expectation. When you come in and you're buying something, you want to make sure that you and the contractor are on the same page as far as expectation of service. So this way your price, your quality are going to be on target, and obviously you want to make sure that the person that you're asking that's going to be coming out there, the contractor or manufacturer that you're buying from, has the reputation of standing behind whatever is being told to you. So this goes for everything. When you buy something, return policy.
Yeah.
You're looking at return policy, warranty, customer service. I mean, product durability, reviews, safety of the product, and the manufacturer. I mean, if I go to most places when they buy, the return policy is horrible, I'm not buying from there.
There ain't no point, because if something does go wrong, what are you going to do?
So
it's like you're just kind of stuck.
Well, with you, if somebody's unhappy with your product, if somebody's unhappy with the service that you do, what do?
Go back and make it right.
There you go. And that's how you should do it. We have a money-back satisfaction guarantee.
Yeah.
And we do that because I want you happy. And also, we have a fixed or it's free warranty.
Okay.
And that is because that's to help out people. Basically, we're not getting paid just to show up and guess and go through thousands of dollars of stuff guessing of plumbing, of chasing a leak, only to find out it was an AC unit that was leaking. No, we don't do that. So when you call us, you're getting... We're paid for resolution. We're hired to provide resolution.
Yeah.
And that's why you're hired to provide results. And if you don't get the results that you need, then you get your money back. And that's what we do. And that's what all companies should be able to stand behind.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, stand behind their product. People need not be worried about getting somebody upset. Go and say something if you're not getting your product. You're not getting what you believe in. You're not getting what you should be getting for your money. Say something, and that's why we have this show. This show is designed for band together. Contact the show. Reach out to us. Send us an email at preparetorepair.com. Send us over a text at 708-964-5500. Share experiences so everybody together that's their experience is good and bad about different products, different services, different things out there, even to give a shout out about different places. That helps the community grow. That's how people get good people. And you want them to make sure they're legitimate.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that hey, I've used these guys and they're, this company and they're fantastic. So,
or on the other side of the coin, we use these people and they didn't work. So try somebody else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I also want to thank everybody for listening. Also, I want to tell people, if you have any issues, plumbing issues, call or text us at 708-743-7426. We offer free estimates and an apples to apples price match guarantee. So give us a call to schedule your risk-free appointment today. And again, people want to reach you over at Sentry Pest Solutions.
844-BUY-BUGS, BYEBUGS, or 844-293-2847.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Feel free to reach out to us for any questions or comments at the preparetorepair.com website. And you can from there, you can access previous shows and guests. Till next time, I want to tell everyone thank you for listening, and we'll see you all next week.